because cedar smells oh so sweet. Cedar for the win. A new way of selling kindling. And I can use pretty much anything in this and make money off of it. Yep. Oh yeah. I still think that there's money in this. And welcome back, Fire Addict, to another episode of Travis Does Firewood. And today we got a cedar drop. So for those who are new to the channel or haven't watched the older episodes, I have what I'm calling my cedar guy. So this guy gets cedar logs, he takes them to the local mill and brings them back to his woodyard, whatever, and he makes like plaques, statues of like salmon and Bigfoot and bears. At least here where I live, that's a big seller at the county fairs during the December time. And I connected with him several years ago because he would have all the scrap blocks, pieces, anything that he would scrap to him after carving, after cutting into his stuff to make his product for his livelihood. He just wanted to offload it. Like it's easy for him just to give it away for free, and then not have to deal with it. So he's been dropping off at my property for like several years now, probably pre-COVID or during the beginning of COVID, and he'll go from his woodyard, drop it off here at my property for free, and usually he'll make a full circle. He will take his empty dump trailer then to the local mill, grab whatever was milled for him, and go back to his woodyard. So this, I still think that there's money in this, but you can let me know your opinion. This is obviously free to me, right? But it's a whole smorgasbord of what he has dropped off, and I had to take it or leave it. One time he in his load were several logs that were all punky, so I had to cut them up and then just like toss them. They weren't even worth my time, but I think there's still money in this load here. So, and I can use pretty much anything in this and make money off of it, and I'll show you how in this episode, or I'll try to at least. Like this piece here, okay, this is that, I'm going to use my measuring stick, it's that shy of 16, so I will take my axe and split this into maybe 1 or 2 pieces, and then I will dry this out, and when I go to sell it, this goes into one ICB tote, loosely tossed, and I sell it as cedar chunks for $90, okay? These smaller pieces, I have found a way to sell them too, and I'll show that to you later on in the episode. But even this small stuff, this is like garbage, and I had given this away because I had no time and no space to store it, but now I do have some space and time to store it. But I'm going to, this is going to be a new way of selling kindling, okay? Cedar, small cedar pieces like this, I think will sell. And then we have blocks like this that are at 16 or a little longer, okay? I will take them down to the splitter, set them up, and either sell them as at the firewood stand, or if it's clear, if it's straight grained, then I'll make kindling out of it. But yeah, so we have this stuff here. We also have some longer blocks here. All that will be toted down the hill to my woodyard, cut up with the chainsaw. I don't really want to cut up here because I don't want sawdust in my gravel. I'll tote that down there with the lawn tractor over there. And then this load here was interesting. He gave me a bunch of these slabs, like maple and other wood. So I'm not sure what to do with those. I'll think I'll store them for now. I'm not gonna cut them up for firewood. I think that would just be a waste of a board. So they're like live edge without the bark, I guess. They're not dimensional lumber, but like slabs. So let me know in the comments if you have an idea that I can use those for. But yeah. So I'm just gonna start processing. I put on time lapse, and you kind of see how I do this. It's not magic, but I think it's still worth my time. Let's get into it. All right, so I got slabs out of the way. About I don't know, 8 or so varying dimensions, thickness. I think species 2 is what it is. So my process here, which may may be tedious to a lot of you is eyeing it or using a measuring stick, seeing if it's at 16 or not. If it's not, then it goes in the chunk pile. This piece here is small enough just to burn, so put that aside. This stuff here I had to split, and because it's not going to be regular firewood, I'll use the axe, because the axe doesn't make perfect splits, and it's just a lot easier that way. Yes, I'm not wearing goggles, that's what it is. So just using the axe. So this is my 5-pounder for council tool. That's a handy axe. It's sharp, and just cut this down to manageable sizes. There's no science to it, just whatever you can pick up with one hand, and then that one what I will call good, and then that's what I will put in a pile that's covered, and that will dry. Sometimes I stack it if I don't have space, but I just opened up one other space of my wood sheds back in my backyard. So again, not a science, just whatever's manageable. Throw it aside, and then I'll put it in my tractor trailer to go down the hill to be put away. So yeah, that's for those chunks, right? Anything that's long like this is going to be longer than 16 inches here. I set that aside over in this pile, and that's the stuff that I need to cut down. Now, I have a whole bunch of wood like that, longer pieces that need to be cut down to 16 inches or so, and I haven't found a more efficient way to do it. But I had that pile is ever growing. I need to just get rid of it. So, your chop saw is an option, a sawzall is an option, skill saw is an option, chainsaw is always an option. It's just more a matter of actually doing it. So, yeah, but there is wood, like say that this piece here, that's going to be at 16, and that's firewood there. So this is just gonna go directly in the trailer, as is, no processing, no cutting at all, which is nice. And then there'll be some debris, like this bark right here, will go directly in the compost bin, which we take it away. That, and these small chunks, like these pieces here, will go in the garbage can for small pieces of cedar kindling, little chunk pieces, and that'll be stored. I'll show you that in a minute, but for now, I'm going to put you on time lapse, and we are going to start to chop away and organize this pile. Rockin'. Alright, so we got another trailer load full of chunks. Now, I'm not filming everything today because I don't think you don't need to see all that. But I have 2 garbage cans of the regular chunks that I'll sell in totes. Here, then I have some at 16 inches that I'll stack as firewood. And I got some longer lengths I need to offload to cut. And in here is 1 garbage can full of small what I want to sell as small pieces of cedar kindling. Now, I tried this before. I had some that were dry, and I was like hesitant to even do it. But people liked it. People liked it versus having to have the regular split kindling that's more or less at 16 inches. This stuff people do buy. I've had one lady the last few years. She'll buy 2 of these garbage cans full of these small pieces like once a year, and that's her kindling for the entire fall and winter time. So this stuff is wet, but it has some drier stuff. And let me show you my idea of what I'm gonna do with this. See if it's gonna work. Yep. Oh yeah. And this is a tote that had full of these chunks from last year or so, and they weren't fully covered, so they need to dry. So I'm thinking put them in these bags and then stack them like the bags, and then hopefully they'll dry out that way. I don't know. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments. But you may not recognize these bags yet. I have 2 different types of kindling bags: the red ones, and I have this ones here. So when I first started bags, I was gonna put the non-premium cedar kindling in these bags, but then at a $5 price point, it didn't make sense, so I just kept them around. But I like the different colors. So these ones here will be the $5 ones. For these, this is literally garbage. This is garbage to the guy who dropped it off, and I could use it. I could also use this as kindling myself and have it for, but this is scrap. This is waste, and I'm pretty sure I can make money off it, which I believe this is free. This is nothing. This stuff here I would have given away before for free because I had no space, no time to organize it. But I think that warrants the $1 price point of these bags. This is free money here, so I gained $4 just by packing it in these bags here. But let me know your thoughts. Yeah, so I would sell this as a cedar chunk, pieces, small scrap, and a bag of this is be $5, and these bags are 0.75 cubic feet or 3/4 of a cubic foot of wood, volume-wise. Okay. I'm not sure my system here of bagging is good. I may use the sled on this too, but at least for now, I think this is working. But I wanna do a bunch of bagging, get this stuff organized, and then I can put the new stuff from up the driveway in this tote when it's up, back upright. So I'll be bagging. And I'll show you how many I got. All right, so we're back, and I was able to collect 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bags, kindling, cedar pieces, small little chunks, to be sold at $5 a pop. So what is that? 5 times 5. Not too shabby for something free. Selling garbage, but having to sell it in a way that you make profit. Now, I maintain on my channel that I can pretty much sell any type of species of wood. Just have to label it as such and sell it at a certain price point. So consider selling your slash, selling your debris in a way that can still make you money, but it's not too much of an inconvenience. So, yeah, there's always money to be had. So let's walk over here. As you can tell, this is not the same tote that was here before. I had to do some work, and I brought out this tote because the other totes, the squares, the grates are bigger, and these pieces here are small, and so when I went to go dump them in there, they will fall out. So now we're using this tote, which I believe is steel. It's really heavy. Will deter the pieces from falling out. So I'll just put them in the garbage can and put them in here, and then I'll figure out a cover for this so it will dry. So we got airflow east-west, so this should dry good. So this will be another money maker for me. So let's get back up to driveway and finish her up. Alright, so behind me, driveway is cleared. That was pretty much a full day's work. One break for a short lunch. It is what it is. And I still think it's worth it in terms of like what I get and what 3, 4, maybe 5 ways I can sell the wood, and there's only a little bit of scrap, only a little bit of waste. And rocking around with the 5-pounder Caster Tool axe, love it. Oh yeah, a post on Monday. I got some new totes. Stay tuned for that episode. I have a new and interesting way to dry wood faster with these totes. Stay tuned for that one. So let's go down here the hill and see where all the wood is. Here's where all the oversized long pieces are that we need to still buck up and shorten, and then the splitter, we can split them type thing. Anything that is chunk will go in the chunk pile. Anything that's firewood will go with firewood. Anything that's kindling will go with kindling. We have in the tote for the small chunks for kindling, and here we got about several bags in there, so I think that's worth saving and waiting for them to dry out, and then we can sell that type thing. Still got a bunch of oak rounds in my yard, so I need to get those all split up, start to dry, and I want to split them up as small as possible so they'll dry as fast as possible type thing. So I love this axe, definitely sharp, rock and roll. So this stack here in front here is cedar chunks that I couldn't split up with the axe. It is what it is, because a lot of the remnants that I get from my cedar guy, they are knotty, and he wants straight grained because the knots will mess with what he's trying to create, right? So this stuff here will be split with the split fire. Right here is wood that's at 16 that I'll stack as firewood or kindling, and down here is some bonfire wood. So they are a little bit too long. And then here is a pile of chunks. So this is the majority of what I got processed with the axe, ferried it down the hill, and stacked in this location here. So this is a fresh location. So everything in here is from that load that was at the top of my driveway. I have this load here of cedar chunks. That would be my second most driest, but I didn't want to put wet stuff on top of already seasoning ing in the process, you know. And then I have some other cedar chunks over here. This bin here that is stacked, and this bin here that is stacked. Again, I think I'm going to do away with the bin style and stack, because you get more in it when you stack. So this stuff here will be the driest that I have, but it's still not ready to go. I think it's be ready maybe by the end of spring, when people are actually outside, burning outside, wanting the bonfires and such. So, Caster Tool axe for the win, cedar for the win. Yes, I know a lot of you thumb your nose up at cedar, but here in the PNW we get a lot of cedar and a lot of cottonwood and a lot of Douglas fir, and I'm able to get it cheap or free, process it, sell it for a profit, and is what it is. So, and I wish again that you could be here to smell this, because cedar smells oh so sweet. I would definitely like to bottle this up and put it on for cologne, deodorant. It is awesome. So, money in the bank with the cedar. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. But that's it for this episode. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. And remember, life is sure to be a prick, so be kind to another. Rock and roll. Stay safe. Keep cutting. Cheers.